Manchester United. I mean, it's a name that just echoes through football history, right? But right now, this legendary club finds itself at a massive crossroads. The glory days feel pretty distant, and honestly, the path back to the top is anything but certain.
Let's be real here. To put it bluntly, this giant of the sport is in turmoil. That swagger, the dominance, the fear they used to put into opponents, it's just gone. The club that once defined an entire era is now just struggling to define itself.
So look, to understand where United might be heading, we first have to get a really clear picture of the crisis they're in right now.
And this isn't just about a few bad games, you know? It's a really deep-rooted pattern. One week, you see this flash of brilliance, and the very next, it's a performance that just leaves you scratching your head. The team often looks completely lost out there, falling further and further behind its biggest rivals and just searching for some kind of identity.
So why does all this matter so much? Well, it's not just about winning the next match. For a club this big, it's about the very stage they compete on.
Okay, so look at this. Being in the Champions League isn't some luxury for Manchester United. It is absolutely essential. It's where they belong. We're talking elite competition, a global reputation, and critically, the power to attract the world's best players. Without it, well, the prestige takes a huge hit, recruitment gets a lot tougher, and the financial setback is massive. It's a potential downward spiral for sure.
So, in the face of this huge challenge, a familiar face stepped into the spotlight, and he was tasked with stopping that spiral.
And that's Michael Carrick. A club legend is a player, of course, who stepped in as the caretaker manager. And while his time in charge was temporary, his whole approach gave us a real glimpse into the kind of changes that were needed just to steady the ship and get some immediate results.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? It captures the insane weight of expectation at that club. There's no gray area here. The goal isn't just to improve, it's to win. It's all about bringing success back to a fan base that absolutely demands it.
So how did he actually approach it? He couldn't just rely on passion. He needed a real plan, a clear blueprint to fix these deep-rooted issues, even in that short amount of time. Okay, the first part of his philosophy was all about one simple word: control. For way too long, United's games had just been chaotic and reactive. Carrick wanted to change that, right? He wanted his team to be the ones dictating the tempo, to be smart with the ball, and to absolutely dominate that all-important midfield battle.
And the second key element? Structure. This is all about taking that chaos and turning it into order. It means every single player knows their job, their position, their responsibilities, whether they have the ball or not. It's about building a solid, organized team, not just, a collection of talented individuals.
So, and this is the crucial part, his blueprint was designed to tackle these exact problems head-on. That inconsistency, well, structure should help fix that. Those defensive weaknesses, better organization will definitely help. The midfield getting overrun all the time, that's where control comes in. And creating more chances, well, that's just what happens when you have a clear, confident system in place.
But look, having a blueprint is one thing. Actually implementing it, that's another story entirely. The scale of the challenge ahead for the club is it's immense.
Yeah, we're not talking about small tweaks here. To even have a shot at a Champions League spot, they need a complete overhaul. That means cutting out those silly, costly errors, playing like a real team, delivering in the big matches, and just grinding out wins consistently week in and week out. And the numbers here, they tell a pretty stark story. It's not just about the points difference. Just look at that goals against column. United are leaking goals way more than their rivals. They're behind in the standings because fundamentally, they're behind on the pitch. That right there, that's the mountain they have to climb. Which brings us right to the heart of the matter. The ideas of control and structure, they sound great on paper, right? But in the relentless pressure cooker of the Premier League, is that philosophy really enough to close that gap?
And so, here we are. We've arrived at the final question, the one that hangs over this entire situation.
Here's the bottom line. The Carrick blueprint provided a clear plan, a vision for how Manchester United should play. But a plan is just the start, isn't it? A return to the Champions League, a return to glory, that's going to demand relentless discipline from every single player, real tangible improvement on the training ground, and ruthless consistency when it matters most.
The strategy is in place, and the challenge is crystal clear. But can the vision we saw during that brief tenure really transform this titan in turmoil? Can Manchester United actually get back to where they feel they belong? Only time will tell.